Welcome back. Although penetration of financial technology into the Nigerian payments and settlement space is receiving a boost with the formation of FinTech Association in the country, the body recently gathered to brainstorm on the benefits of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies and suggested gray areas that must be addressed as the world advances on its adoption. Here's the managing partner of Blockchain Asset Management, Mr. Bolaji Onibodo, explaining some of the features and concerns POA innovation has.
There are numerous use cases for these assets. So why the blockchain? Why cryptocurrency? Why not just store records on the database? The problem with databases is that they're centralized. So they create this single point of failure challenge where you find out that JP Morgan Bank or some other big institutions get hacked, or Central Bank, the Federal Reserve Bank, and so on. So we want security, we want better security for the databases. But also, we also want proof of ownership. We also want transparency, better transparency, so that somebody cannot go to this database and change the data, change the records, and once it's changed in one place, then we can hide the fact that it's been changed and nobody can know. But with blockchain, the database is distributed. So there are many copies of the same database. And therefore, if you change one, it will not reflect on the other copies. And then that change, which is fraudulent, can be investigated or corrected and prevented from going into the entire network. And then also, it's highly secure. It uses what we call public key cryptography, which it's a high-grade military technology, one of the most secure technologies out there. So that makes it such that whoever is going to make a change to a record on the blockchain must have the appropriate credentials. It must be that person must have the right to make that change. For instance, if I want to send a Bitcoin to somebody, then it must be me. I must know the passphrase or private key required to send Bitcoin from my Bitcoin wallet. So those are the key things. So why cryptocurrency tokens are coming up? So blockchain is like a cloud-based service. It requires a network, which is information technology infrastructure, which costs money. So therefore, somebody needs to pay for the transactions on the blockchain. So that's where we start having tokens and coins started to come up. And then there's the issue of also double spend. We've never actually been able to identify or any form of money or assets digitally without the double spend problem. Because if I actually send you a copy of a PDF file, I still have the original. You just get the copy. So blockchain technology ensures that when I send you money or an asset, when I transfer that asset ownership to somebody else, it actually leaves me. Because the record on the network is that there's now a new owner of the asset. So those are some of the critical advantages of using blockchain over traditional databases. So as far as tokens and cryptocurrencies are concerned, we've now are able to represent money, and therefore, why do we need to carry paper, lots of paper printed in billion vans around the country, recycle them, secure them with armed police, and then takes time for us to even transfer it to one another or make payments or settlements, when we can have a cryptocurrency that can achieve the same purpose more securely and less expensively. So that is why it's an interest for central banks around the world that this might be the way to go. But it's still early days, and many people are not sure. But there's another side to it also, which is the initial coin offering, which is basically similar to the initial public offering when, an Heritage Bank or Providence Bank wants to go public and issue shares to the general public. But in this case, you have ventures which are predominantly digital ventures or virtual companies that offer services of one thing or the other, but want to raise money. So they do so through the initial coin offering. Basically, they have an asset or a project or a concept that they think is bankable, and they make some noise about it, advertise it, and then they create a limited set of coins on a blockchain. So they created their own blockchain, a limited supply of coins, say 100 million units, and then they will sell those coins to the general public. And we're talking the internet now, so hundreds of millions of users on the internet. So it's a faster way to raise money for ventures. It's kind of like a crowdfunding technique, which of course a lot of the regulators are not okay with. But then it's not really money. And the internet is actually also out of the jurisdiction of many of these regulators, because trying to regulate cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin, which exist on the internet, is almost like NIPOST or the Royal Mail trying to regulate email. So because it's optional for people to participate. So those are the key things to really know about the technologies.